Our backyard was filled with the sound of clinking glasses and the smells of cooked meat as the Morrison family barbecued once again. Standing close to the edge of the crowd, I observed my sister Olivia stand in front of loving family members and conduct court with her typical flair. Deliberate and piercing, my mother's voice pierced the midday air. "Did you hear? About Olivia's most recent success?" She smiled as she refilled wine glasses. "She is the highest-ranking member of her Harvard MBA class and has already scheduled interviews with major companies." I sipped my drink slowly, aware of what was about to happen. Without a reminder, no celebration of Olivia's accomplishment could be considered complete in our family. "Of my alleged shortcomings," my mother said, her eyes slipping to me. "What a contrast to some people. There are those of us who struggle to find purpose in life." "Sophia, what are you doing exactly now?" My father, who was standing at the grill, interrupted me before I could respond. "Continuing to provide that consultation, huh? What's the term for it?" "Autonomous business consulting." The tone of his laugh was one of disdain. The meeting that was set for tomorrow morning was on my mind as I ran my finger down the rim of my glass. The one in which the board of Sterling Corporation would be completing its largest acquisition of the year. The one at which I would occupy the top seat at the table. "Something along those lines," I said softly. The late afternoon light caught Olivia's expensive sundress as she tossed her flawlessly arranged hair over her shoulder. "I have some fantastic news for all of you." She virtually leaped with anticipation. "Tomorrow, I have a Sterling interview company. I received a specific message from the largest consulting organization in the nation." Congratulatory cries broke out. My Aunt Susan ran over to hug her. "Oh, it is fantastic, my love. They would be fortunate to have you." "They have a notoriously selective co," my father continued with pride. "It's said that being hired there is more difficult than getting accepted to Harvard." I repressed a smile as I thought of the pile of resumes on my desk, one of which had Olivia's name on it. The business she had been boasting about for weeks, Sterling Corporation, was unknown to her. Actually, it was my business, which I had created from nothing over the previous 10 years. They all believed that I was having trouble figuring things out. "What position are you interviewing for?" I inquired naively, and Olivia's eyes brightened. "From the very top, senior strategy consultant, can you imagine?" After laughing, she continued in a mocking tone of sympathy. "Sophia, I might be able to put in a good word for you once I'm in. They probably have some positions at the beginning level." My mom gave me an encouraging nod. "That's so kind of you, my love. God is aware of your sister. Might benefit from the assistance. Still 32 years old." She made a hazy move toward me. I thought, whatever this is, about my corner office with a view of the entire city, located on the top floor of Sterling Tower. Concerning the Forbes piece from last month that listed me among the most significant CEOs under 40, even if they'd made use of my business name, S.J. Morgan, and a creatively shaded photograph that covered my face. Knowing this day, I had built Sterling Corporation in relative secrecy for years, would arrive in due time. "That's very nice of you," I answered quietly. Olivia grinned and wished all the interviewers luck. "Some of us, it's up to us, Sophia. You ought to give it a go sometime." The subject turned to something else. The new automobile, more of Olivia's achievements, and my uncle's golf skills. I remained silent, allowing the sound of their words to drift over me like ambient sounds. The following day would alter everything, and I wanted to chronicle every moment of this final family get-together, where they continued to view me as a failure. Long shadows were created across the lawn as the sun started to set. Once again, Olivia caught everyone's attention. She said I should go home early. "Freshness is required for tomorrow. According to reports, Sterling CO will attend the interview in person." With admiration, my father inquired about the enigmatic S.J. Morgan. "No one is even aware of their appearance." "I'll be loved," Olivia said with assurance. "I will join Sterling's executive team by this time tomorrow. Perhaps then, eventually, Mom, you'll have something to be proud of, right?" My mom wiped a fictitious tear away. "We're already quite proud, my love." "Well, at least one of our daughters did well." I looked at my watch 14 hours before Olivia's interview. Everything they believed they knew about me would fall apart in 14 hours. I quietly excused myself, saying that I had to get ready for an early meeting as I gathered my belongings. Yes, your small consultancy job. With a dismissive wave, my mother said, remember to send us the portion of Dad's birthday present that you received. Olivia has, as usual, already covered the majority of it. I omitted the fact that the small consultancy job had made me a billionaire before my 30th birthday and simply nodded. Allow them to think as they please. The following day would divulge all. Across the yard, I heard Olivia's voice as I made my way to my car, a little sedan that I used for family gatherings instead of my typical Mercedes. How wasteful. Cannot even find a legitimate job. Thinking of the Sterling Corporation nameplate that said S.J. Morgan on my desk made me grin. Executive leader. Olivia would discover the true meaning of a job tomorrow and the reasons she would never be able to obtain one at my organization. As the sun rose over the metropolitan skyline in the morning, I was sitting in my private office at Sterling Tower. I had come early as usual, but it felt different today. The Armani suit that I typically wore to the office resembled armor. I was reviewing the day's itinerary with Marcus, my executive assistant, while my heels clicked purposefully on the marble flooring. With a folder slid over my desk, he announced that my sister's interview was scheduled for 9 a.m. She's in lobby 20 already. A few minutes early. She has been posting on LinkedIn about her impending executive role at Sterling, according to the marketing staff. My eyebrows went up. Isn't that confident, she? Marcus gave a sly smile. She has been discussing with the reception staff how, once she assumes control, she plans to renovate this floor. Has she done so yet? After opening the folder, I looked over Olivia's resume. On paper, it seemed impressive. Harvard Master of Business Administration, excellent recommendations, internships at major companies. But I did my homework. These internships were set up by family members, based on the suggestions from the golf friends of my father. The board members want to know why you're conducting a routine interview on your own, Marcus continued. We'll name it the regulation of quality. I got up and straightened my jacket. Before mine, how many interviews did you schedule? 3, with briefed senior partners, all of them. They'll be critical in the right way. At exactly 9 a.m., Olivia, dressed in what I recognized as a brand new Chanel suit, strode into the executive level as I observed through the one-way glass of my office. As she shook hands with the initial interviewer, her confidence was evident, almost akin to conceit. For the following 2 hours, I saw her facade crumble. The interviewer methodically questioned each accomplishment on her resume, pointed out her knowledge gaps, and dissected her prepared responses. By the time she got to her last interview, her flawless poise had waned with me. I said to Marcus, send her in. With her eyes widening at the breathtaking vista, the tasteful furniture, and the obvious symbols, Olivia came into my office. Of achievement and authority that she had always desired. My high-back chair was angled toward the windows, so she couldn't see me yet. Please, miss, sit down. Morrison, I said, maintaining a bland tone of voice. She sat down and nervously smoothed her skirt. I appreciate you meeting with me, Mr. Morgan. I am aware of the importance of your time. I carefully rotated my chair. It's Miss Morgan, in fact. Remain Morgan. As awareness set in, Olivia's face lost color. Sophia. Olivia, hello. I grinned happily. Are you shocked to learn that the company you so badly want to work for is run by your unemployable sister? Her lips opened and closed multiple times, and I forgot my practiced interview answers. But this isn't feasible. You are only a part-time consultant, do I? I pointed to the wall of honors behind me, the magazine covers that chronicled the enormous growth of Sterling Corporation. During the time you and our parents were busy, I started this business from scratch. Making fun of my job decisions? While you were boasting about your MBA, I was closing deals worth millions of dollars. When my mother labeled me a letdown, I was being ranked among the nation's most powerful CEOs. We were duped by you. She raised her voice shrilly. No, Olivia. As you fooled yourselves. You were all so certain that I had failed that you never stopped to consider anything other than your presumptions. I took out my phone, introducing my financial app to her. Mom mentioned that the birthday present money was yesterday. I recently moved my portion. It exceeds your annual income, but I believe it to be a rounding error. Frustrated tears filled her eyes. Okay, so what? You intend to make me look foolish? Share with everyone. There's nothing I need to say. The way you performed in today's interview speaks for itself. Independent recommendations have been made by 3 of our senior partners not to hire you. Too cocky, too ill-prepared, and too entitled. You arranged for me. I fulfilled your wish exactly. An interview with Sterling Co. I didn't cause your lack of qualifications. I signaled that our meeting was concluded by getting up. I think you should work for another company, Olivia, and maybe get some real skills instead of just networking at Dad's golf club. She stumbled to her feet, her expensive suit now seeming like a kid's costume. Does Mom know? They'll do it shortly, Dad. You will undoubtedly inform them about your fascinating interview experience. I hit the intercom. Please take Ms. Morrison out, Marcus, and cancel my family supper plans. There is a board meeting that needs my focus. When Olivia was released, I heard her start crying in the hallway. An hour later, my phone was overflowing with family messages. First came Mother's. What's this, mean joke? Olivia is distraught. Then, Dad, you have no right to humiliate your sister in this way. We did a better job raising you. There was only one message I sent back to their group chat. I was beaten to success by you. Congrats, you achieved success. Perhaps you will now know what true success looks like. My phone was then switched off, and I concentrated on managing my billion-dollar business. Give them time to adjust to this new reality. I had real work to accomplish. Throughout the following weeks, the family dynamic changed drastically. The patronizing remarks about my career had vanished, to be replaced with awkward silences and sidelong glances. Olivia grabbed a position in the middle of a smaller company. Her hopes of becoming an executive were dashed. My parents no longer throw family barbecues. But the most fulfilling turning point came 3 months later when Forbes released a comprehensive article about me that included a cover shot that perfectly captured the essence of S.J. Morgan. Every member of my family received a copy. The title of the piece is The Silent Success. In spite of her family's belief that she was failing, one woman created an empire. An announcement is not always necessary for success. There are times when it's best to let it do the talking. Ideally, from the seat of a billion-dollar company's CEO.